Hello, good evening, everyone. Happy Diwali. I hope you've checked out our new Deepavali sale that's happening on our website. You can find some great sneakers at great prices. And I hope you're just having a great time with your family, staying at home, playing some cards, losing some money, winning some money, using that money to buy sneakers. But now we're back here, and today we're going to be discussing the top 5 rarest sneakers in the sneaker game right now. So we're trying to take a look at which ones were limited release but also to the public, not just friends and family, and also ones that are like extremely coveted and that are well respected within the sneaker industry as well. I know that this list will not satisfy you and that there will be people in the comments going, oh, what about this sneaker, and I just want you to know that I do not care. Anyway, our first sneaker on the list is the WuTang Dunks, which came out in 1998 along with their album The Swarm, which sort of had like a similar color scheme with it. It was about, bees, and the color of the sneaker is also shares colors with bees and stuff. So there were only 36 that were released, and I think that was a reference to the 36 chambers of Shaolin or something. I mean, the Wu-Tang were, of course, like very obsessed with Asian culture, and
this is big for us, yo, because we always been a fan of the Kung Fu and the Chinese culture and shit, so yo, it's like bong bong, Yeah, I want to remind everybody to diversify your bonds.
Wu-Tang obviously played such a dominant role in hip-hop all throughout the 90s, even coming into the early 2000s. So it's very obvious that this shoe has so much esteem and is so highly respected that it would be amongst the rarest sneakers ever found, and also the most expensive in that sense. On StockX, I think the price is shot up to like $125,000 now, which is in rupees, just a lot of rupees. The second sneaker I want to talk about is the Wahlburger Jordan 4s. And this is a sneaker which people have been talking about for a while, and everyone's been talking about why we didn't have it in our previous video, which was rappers who have expensive sneaker collaborations. And we didn't put it there because we didn't really consider Mark Wahlberg to be a rapper, unless you consider the early Marky Mark years, which are, hazy at best. I don't really know. Let's forget that side of Mark Wahlberg. Let's only take the movie star side of him. Wahlburger Jordan 4s, which have now become super expensive. They're super rare, very limited release to the public. And it coincided with Mark Wahlberg's restaurant business called Wahlburgers, which is a burger joint that is now operational across the US, some places in Canada, in some places in Europe as well. Specifically with this shoe, if you ever have the color green on a Jordan, you have to get special permission from Michael Jordan to put that color in, because he hates green on his sneakers for some reason. I have no idea why. I don't know why he would hate green. Do you know why he hates green? He's just seen so much money in his life. He just doesn't want to see that color anywhere else, probably. In fact, there was an article on Bleacher Report where Macklemore claimed that Michael Jordan doesn't want any green on his sneakers because he doesn't want to look like he's wearing Christmas shit all the time, which sounds like a very Michael Jordan thing anyway. He's wearing red. If the shoes are green, it would look a little Christmassy. I can't believe he's so against green sneakers and not against Hitler mustaches. It's a strange hill to die on, I feel. Only 2 people have gotten special permission from Michael Jordan to actually have green on sneakers, which is Mark Wahlberg and Macklemore. And both of them sort of discussed it with him personally, and because they were like limited release ones, I think they were cooler with it. But of course, the Wahlburgers have now gone down as such an iconic shoe. There's so much hype behind it. As it stands, the Wahlburgers right now are at 30 pairs, and they're selling on StockX for at least $100,000, which is ridiculous. The Canary Dunks from Diamond Supply Company, which they had already previously had their sneaker debut with the Tiffany Dunks, which have now become one of the most iconic dunks there are. They're extremely expensive and a very highly coveted sneaker. And the Canary Dunks are also sort of in that region, right? It's a very, very smooth design. The yellow dunks, the double coloring on the swoosh itself. Diamond Supply Company has always been doing some really great stuff, but the Canary always stands out as like one of those sneakers that's like extremely rare, but so good that you're always sort of like intrigued as to like where you can sort of cop a pair. So I think there was only 350 pairs of those produced, and I think it's on StockX for about like $5,100, which compared to the other sneakers is not that expensive, but it's so rare that you're probably never gonna get your hands on it. And this is not a personal challenge or anything. This is just the world that we live in. It's cruel, man, and it'll break your dreams. So just give up. The fourth sneaker I want to talk about is the Travis PlayStation Dunks, which are again like really sleek, really good looking sneakers. Very limited quantity. Travis is of course the king of collaborations. He had the whole thing with McDonald's and Fortnite, and now with PlayStation as well. For the release of the PlayStation 5, put out a special pair of sneakers that went with it. I think only 5 were raffled away, and then the rest were sort of given out to the general public. And again, very classic Travis signatures on the shoe. The muted colors, the reverse swoosh. It has a sort of like faded old look to it, and has a little PlayStation on the heel with like PlayStation written in Japanese under it. So very cool sneaker. And it's so rare that I think High Snobiety has an article which says, yes, the Travis Scott PlayStation Dunks actually exist. Like that was the actual headline of their article, so if you wanted to know how rare it is. They only made like 24 pairs, and I think on StockX the last price was $23,000, which go for it. The final sneaker on this list is of course the Pigeon Dunks. We can't not start this video and not mention the Pigeon Dunks, which honestly needs an entire video on its own. The Pigeon Dunks are of course such an iconic sneaker that came out in 2005, and it was designed by a man named Jeff Staple. Singular Staple or plural Staples? Singular Staple, Jeff Staple. And the Pigeon Dunks was sort of like the first time in 2005 when we saw like all these characteristics of the modern sneaker community sort of come together, about like hype, about camping out in front of the stores, about the resale market going crazy. The resale market was already there, but definitely pumped up as a result of this. The Pigeon Dunks, the release of the Pigeon Dunks was so widely anticipated and so hyped up. There were riots on the streets. They had to call the police, and like I think 20 people got arrested. Some people were killed. It was just like absolute madness. It was like pandemonium, but it was pigeon-monium. So yeah, I mean the Pigeon Dunks obviously have such a like rich history behind them. They only made about 150 pairs, and they resale on StockX now for about $45,000, I think, which is crazy. So that was our list for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have had a happy Diwali. I hope you've checked out our Diwali sale that's happening on our website. We have some great deals that are happening this weekend. So thank you. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. And I love you so very much.